Welcome back. Welcome back to a wonderful day of news. It's always a wonderful day of news when we're keeping up with crypto. All right, so we got a few things we're going to run through and check out and see what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. We're going to start off here with Eleanor Terrett. It says the new CFTC chairman says he will step down from his role effective January 20th, with his last day at the commission being February 7th. And there are some public statements and remarks. It says Chairman Rostin Behnam announced his departure from CFTC. After more than 7 years at the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, I will be stepping down from my position as chairman on January 20th. My final day at the commission will be Friday, February 7th. Since 2017, it has been an honor and a privilege to serve the American public and the CFTC, first as a commissioner, then as chairman. This agency presides over financial markets that play a critical role in every facet of the U.S. economy. By supporting economic growth, financial stability, and the predictability of commodity prices, derivatives markets serve a critical public interest. Over the past several years, a multitude of domestic and global events tested the resilience of all financial markets. I am proud that the Commission consistently made deliberate and intentional decisions to ensure continued strength. We work to address regulatory gaps and uncertainty. We also responsibly engaged new entrants to support innovation. As chairman, I led the agency with a focus on identifying, assessing, and addressing risks within our regulated markets. Additionally, I took actions anchored in building consensus strictly within the bounds of the law and towards establishing appropriate guardrails to minimize disruption, maintain a level playing field. There's a lot of keywords here. For all stakeholders, and fulfill our mission and purpose. I am pleased to leave the CFTC and the derivatives market stronger than ever. Our staff has demonstrated organizational drive and operational effectiveness. We have welcomed new opportunities to modernize, build capabilities, and with the support of the Congress, incorporate the innovations shaping our markets. I want to thank my fellow commissioners, past and present, my leadership team, and the extraordinary CFTC staff for the privilege of serving with them. Finally, I would like to thank President Biden, Senator Stabenow, and Senator Schumer for their long-lasting support. Like my predecessors before me, I will work closely with President Trump's team to ensure a smooth and orderly transition. This is just So I'd just like to say for a second before we go any further, have you ever seen, the world's a stage, right? But as far as the U.S. goes, have you ever seen such a non-aggressive, non-offensive, just a quite pleasant transfer, right, of one group to the next, in the U.S. with Congress, Senate, any of this stuff? Like, have you ever, just think back. I've been watching and listening to all the things that have been said. Kamala has said a few things, and it's like, everything has been just smooth and nothing out of the ordinary. Well, all of it's out of the ordinary because we know every time this happens, there's a show of craziness on either side. But it's just, everybody's just, oh, I've got no problem. I'll get on out the way. It makes you wonder what's going on in the background. Anyways, let's continue. Eleanor Terrett, a new Trump's nominee for SEC Governor Chair Paul Atkins, is making the rounds on Capitol Hill today, stopping off at Senate Banking Committee Chairman Senator Tim Scott's office. It says here, Commissioner Atkins has the experience necessary to reverse Gary Gensler's disastrous tenure and revitalize our U.S. capital markets. Gary tore it down, and this Paul Atkins is going to bring life back into it. Everything is just smooth transitions, and I just want to say, nothing is ever smooth unless the one that controls it makes everything smooth. You think about it yourself. You've never seen anything this smooth. All right, Edo Farina, Ripple and Chainlink are tied to the World Economic Forum. The irony is absolutely perfect. Swift will never use XRP. Not true. They said they would run on XRP's rails. That statement's not true. XRP would never overtake Swift, but Swift would use it. We've heard this previous times in the past. 2, it says Swift partners with Chainlink. Okay. And then Ripple launches RLUSD. Yep, that's true. And then Chainlink needs Ripple. Those two have partnered, didn't they? Ripple is doing for value what the internet did for information, enabling the instant seamless flow around the world. Ripple calls this the Internet of Value, IOV. Using blockchain and cryptocurrency technology, Ripple is dedicated to creating powerful gains in financial efficiency, equity and inclusion, equity and inclusion, equity and inclusion. In addition, Ripple is developing and enabling the future use cases that will catalyze the new digital economy, for governments, business, and then consumers. Get that one more time. The new digital economy for governments, business, and consumers. Ripple has offices in San Francisco, headquartered New York, London, Mumbai, Singapore, Sao Paulo, Reykjavik, Washington, D.C., and Dubai. Just note, Ripple's all over the place, but you see what they're doing. New digital economy, governments, business, consumers. We've talked about this. All right, Chainlink. Connecting blockchain smart contracts with real world data, because that's what they do. Not a financial advisor, but you do the math on that. Interesting indeed. Matter of fact, I've got something open over here today as we're talking about the markets. I'm looking at a $3.55 trillion market cap. Now, this video you will not see on the day of recording, obviously, because I got so much stuff to do. I've got to record videos, edit them, and then set them on a day to release. So that's just how it works. But let's go find Chainlink. Chainlink at the day of recording this is at $22.01. Chainlink has to tie itself to Ripple for the case of Swift, because Swift plans on being the middleman and not moving from that position. So Chainlink, as of right now, at the time of recording this, is at $22.01. It's actually down 10%, right? As if they don't know what's happening. That's crazy. That's crazy. Interesting, crazy. Can a brother get some more money? All right, let's continue going. All right, we got New Market Capital CEO explains on CNBC how Bitcoin-backed loans reduce their risk. Bitcoin-backed loans, and most of you should already know, unless you just totally new. A lot of banks will give you loans based on your Bitcoin holdings. All right, so this really isn't anything new. Bitcoin is the new gold. It's it's a place you can store value. But let's listen to what this guy's got to say. Hold on. All right, let's check him out.
So there's a property.
Yeah.
Physical property.
Multifamily.
Right. It's a multifamily,
63 units.
It's a multifamily property. The sponsor, effectively the owner of that property,
Yep.
needs a loan.
That's right.
Okay. They come to you.
That's right.
Okay. You say, we'll provide you the loan in the form of
A loan.
a classic loan.
That's right.
Okay. So you're going to give them cash.
That's right. Term financing.
Term financing. And how long's the loan? Just
10 years.
10-year loan. Okay.
That's right.
At above market rate or below, or what's
No,
the
market
just
rate
at
interest rate.
I'm just trying to slow the whole thing. Okay. Now let's introduce the Bitcoin piece into it.
That's right.
So no, explain how the Bitcoin piece then
why.
relates. So the loan has been provided.
The use of proceeds is to pay off the existing financing So
the use of the proceeds
of the loan
is
is to retire the existing mortgage.
right. So there's an old mortgage.
Gone.
They're going to pay the old mortgage
It's
off.
been paid off.
Okay.
Now they have a little bit extra money to make some improvements in the property.
Right. So a little bit extra cash. So the amount of money you've lent pays off the old loan.
That's right.
It's also you have a little bit of extra to fix
Improve
stuff
the
up.
property, fix
Okay.
stuff up.
Yep.
And then with the remainder, which is a little bit
So you
more.
have even a little extra, an
That's
extra
right.
turn.
And that, instead of cash out,
Uh-huh.
it's Bitcoin in. And we use it to purchase some Bitcoin and add it to the collateral package of the loan. So now our loan is supported by both the traditional asset, the 63 unit apartment building,
Right.
and the Bitcoin.
So
Okay.
the loan, it was maybe $2 million more, so that's how you get the
Exactly.
Bitcoin out?
Exactly right. So it's
On the assumption that the Bitcoin's going to rise faster, and that will become an asset.
over the life of the loan for sure. So we think on the downside, this provides us with much better protection compared to a traditional lender, because a traditional lender, if something goes wrong, they have to recover against that particular building, which is idiosyncratic risk. Something might happen with the maintenance or
But
what
that
have you.
also requires conviction on your end that Bitcoin is not a volatile asset
Over time.
over time, and that is either going to go up or at least stay where it is.
Well, that's by fusing the Bitcoin with credit and by fusing it with traditionally financeable assets, it gives us the luxury of expressing that medium-term view on Bitcoin. And that's what's key. It's volatile in the short run. You know, I mean, minute by minute today, who knows, it could cross 100,000. That would be
How
exciting.
long's the loan?
10 years.
10 years.
And the minimum hold period for the Bitcoin is 4 years. So what we say to the borrower is we say, look, you can repay the loan at any time for any reason with no penalty, which is a really valuable feature compared to a traditional loan.
Yeah, that's like a home mortgage. Then.
Like a home mortgage almost. That's very unusual for commercial financing. But what we do say is that to the extent that the loan is repaid at year 4 or earlier, the minimum will release the property. But the minimum length of time that the Bitcoin has to stay in escrow is 4 years.
Andrew,
All right, so we can see there they have a plan, a master plan, because they know all about the growth in the crypto sector, and then with Bitcoin being a reserve. And let's not be fooled, they all know that Bitcoin's numbers are going to continue to go high because it's a store of value. And like I said, for those who use their Bitcoin, actually, I'm not talking crypto, I'm talking Bitcoin, for loans, they already know what they're doing. You know, because there are banks that deal literally with giving Bitcoin loans. And I'll say this, whether you know this or not, even when you're buying a home, a lot of banks that are going to loan you money will look at your reserves of crypto as a whole. Like if you share with them your list of crypto reserves, in general, what you have in crypto, they tend to treat that as money that you have stored, because literally they know what crypto is. No secret anymore. New secrets. All right, let's continue. We got Colin Brown breaking 3 trillion. Goldman Sachs predicts major multinationals will load up on Bitcoin for their balance sheets. No way they'll do that. There's no way that they're going to load up on Bitcoin. Clearly, there's no way. All right, let's see here. Let's check this out. And again, this is just more visible stuff for you all to see.
Could we see truly a lot of major multinationals putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet and that kind of thing?
I think it's conceivable, yes. And I think as we've started to see, over the last year and a half, a lot more clarity, probably outside of the US, I think there's obviously been a big spike in the valuations across the whole crypto suite, as we've seen since the US presidential elections. That obviously is driven by what we expect will be probably a more favorable regulatory backdrop, and that gives confidence to kind of the institutions more broadly.
Could we see truly a lot of major multinationals putting Bitcoin?
Right. So, I mean, here, like, I don't know what they mean by that. I would have already expected in other nations, they have been putting Bitcoin on their books. Like that kind of, what do you mean? Do you mean in this country here with us, are we going to see it? Like, are you going to make it visible so we can see it? And I'm sure already that, listen, the United States does not have Bitcoin at the price that it is. That's crazy. You all remember, what's my guy? From, oh my goodness, what's my guy? El Salvador, right? The president of El Salvador, Bukele. Oh gosh, that guy. So Bukele, a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe two years, 3 years. I don't know. In past videos, I don't know, but I was talking heavily about him because the guy was doing some crazy things. He was like, "Yo, I'm putting Bitcoin on our books, and that's what our country's doing, El Salvador." And he said, "We're going to become a friendly country for cryptocurrency. If you have Bitcoin, you won't be taxed or something here. You know, if you come to this country, we're going to be crypto friendly." I think everybody forgot about that. I think so. But Bukele, the president of El Salvador, that's what he did. And yeah, so he that's what he does. So of course other nations have been putting Bitcoin on their books. This is from years past. This is no secret. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. All right, XRP Avengers. Central banks have pegged XRP's value at around $10,000. Yeah, it could be crazy, but then again, it could not be crazy. I mean, honestly, you know, we had this conversation in the previous video where when you think about, you know, like, oh my goodness, think about all of those banks and institutions that need to have XRP. They need to have it because they're going to be buying RLUSD, and then they're going to be shipping that, boom, 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 making all the transactions. So like, that's not far-fetched. When? I don't know, but that's not far-fetched. I think you would really need to see a high number like that based on just the previous information we've looked at. So yeah, you know, you do what you want to do with that. To continue, where are we at? We are 16 minutes in. Breaking, the U.S. SEC has been ordered by the Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit to file its opening brief and the appeal against Ripple Labs for January 15, 2025. If the SEC fails to meet this deadline, the appeal will be dismissed. Yeah, so they got a little more time to file an appeal. Will it do anything? Who knows? All right. Holy blickle. New expected Canadian Prime Minister. Yes, Trudeau stepped down, obviously. New expected Canadian Prime Minister is bullish on crypto and Bitcoin. So let's check this out because you're going to see this all around the world. It's being put in your faces now so that you know. Again, this happened way back with Bukele. It was all in the news a couple years back. This is the life of Bukele, and now Prime Minister of Canada. So really nothing's different, but we'll go ahead and check this out for the sake of you've seen it. Now it's there in your head.
All right. There, this is a shawarma. All right. Now, if you can hold the mic for me while I make my purchase. So we're going to buy Bitcoin. You can hold it up. We're going to buy this shawarma with this Bitcoin. You ready?
Hold on, I'm just creating your invoice.
He's creating me an invoice right now. Listen. Make sure to include the tip in there as well. By the way, what is on this shawarma?
Deliciousness.
An extra serving of deliciousness is exactly what we need. And by the way, do you use Canadian food when you make your shawarma? Is it Canadian source?
Everything here is local, actually.
Local, made in Canada. All right.
Just hit send.
Send.
Done. Oh, I got it.
You got the
Stop the cap. Somebody's capping here. Somebody's capping. Bitcoin doesn't move that fast. Bitcoin doesn't move that fast. You're capping. I'm not going for that. So this is either like some form of Satoshi thing through another. They're saying they moved Bitcoin. The only way you moved it that fast, and that was really fast, is if you probably had that running across Ripple's network. I'm sorry, you're capping right now. I'm not going to believe that. Let's back this up one time. Let's back it up. All right, look at this. Look how fast this happens. Not with Bitcoin. We're not going to do that. Back it up a little bit more. All right. He said press send. All right, he scans it.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Just hit send.
Send. 1, 2,
Send.
3.
Done. Oh, I got it.
You got the
That was either 3 to 4 seconds, because when he said send, I think I was off count. So I think that was like a 3-second transaction. If that was a 3-second transaction, 3, 4, 5, even 5 at the max, you're capping. That wasn't Bitcoin. You moved that on. You moved that on another network, and we all know which few networks do that. So that's a lot of cap right there. I'm not going for that. And if anybody has information to prove that wrong, please get in the comment section below and post that, because we know Bitcoin don't move like that. Stop the cap. Y'all capping right now. Bitcoin don't move like that, but we know it does. We know it does. And you can do that transaction. That was from wallet to wallet. All right, so that business has their wallet. He created an invoice. He then scanned the invoice. This is how your transactions are going to work. Probably tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow, but probably tomorrow. It's coming to you very fast, because they're posting these transactions, right? You just saw in the previous video another transaction. I think it was around 5-6 seconds, but you had an internet issue because the internet they were moving on was very slow. You're over here in Canada, you've got fast internet just sitting right above the US. It is what it is. I'm just saying. So you've got fast internet, and with that fast internet, you just moved Bitcoin from one wallet here to this wallet here. Okay, let me say this too. Protect your bank, because this is a bank and this is a bank, and they all have receipts. Okay, his bank has receipts for a transaction it just made here. His bank that received the transaction from here has to record that, and this is why the government's coming for your API information, because that was a business transaction. There's the business, there's the consumer. Taxes, okay? But guard your bank. Anyways, I just want to point out that's cap. You're not telling me Bitcoin was moving that fast. You're capping right now. We know Bitcoin transactions and how that stuff works. That was stop. That wasn't Bitcoin. Come on. Prove me wrong. I don't want to hear that. But that was interesting nonetheless. All right, Colin Brown, hold on to your hats. Trump's campaign chief declares to those celebrating $10,000 Bitcoin, you will be celebrating much higher. Get ready for a wild ride. 100,000, excuse me, 100. Did I say 100,000? $100,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, well, didn't we already pass 100,000? Ugh, this got to be an old video clip, right? Let me go find out where we are. Back to CoinMarketCap. That's right. Bitcoin is trading at 97. It was just trading at 100,000 just a little bit ago. Let me put that on. Keep my eye on that. To me, that means money came in via Bitcoin and moved out into altcoins. Obviously, that's how I see it. And let me just, before we go any further, you got Bitcoin as of the recording right now. You have Bitcoin trading at 98,000. Ethereum's trading at 3,484 USDT. Well, we don't care about that. That's a stable coin. It's supposed to be a stable coin. XRP trading at $2.34. BNB trading at $708.62. Solana trading at $208.93. Doge trading at 36 cents. USD, that's a stable coin. ADA, $1.05. And Tron, this is our top 10. And Tron trading at 25 cents. All right, now we got that out the way. Let's continue. All right, so let's hear what this guy has to say. Because I mean, we already know Bitcoin's going over 100,000, but we'll listen to what he's got to say.
The strongest advocate you could possibly have at this point in time, and he's only going to be stronger because when he goes back to the White House in January, one of the first things he's going to be doing is to clean out the SEC and put together people in an administration that will look at Bitcoin as part of, as he said, the strategic reserve of the United States. So I think there's a lot of exciting times ahead. To those of you who are celebrating $100,000 Bitcoin, you're going to be celebrating much higher very soon, I think.
I'm going to agree with that. You're in 2025. You are in January 2025. And yes, I will agree with that. You're going to see a way much higher than $100,000 Bitcoin. I'm under the mindset based on what's happening that maybe even in January, we should see Bitcoin jump up to 125, possibly 150. I'm just saying a lot of money is going to flow into Bitcoin in the month of January, and it's going to flow into altcoins crazily. And I mean, ISO 20022. I mean, come on. All right, let's continue. We're going to move right on along. We're up to 25 minutes. Amy Lee, I swear, if I'm messing it up, I'm sorry. Wow, Brad Garlinghouse, XRP is the only digital asset really poised to solve a problem at scale, a global payment problem. This is probably an old video, but for those of you who have never seen it, never heard these things, are not aware of what's going on, we're going to give it to you. It's only 48 seconds, just so you're aware of what XRP is actually doing and what is set to get done.
Payment flow that might be going from dollar to Mexican peso, and you're holding a dollar, you're selling that dollar and buying XRP, you're moving that XRP across the XRP ledger to, let's say, Bitso, who's here in the audience today. You're selling the XRP and you're buying Mexican peso.
I'm going to recap that for you so you understand what has to happen. Treat the Mexican peso like RLUSD or USDC, because that's a stable coin right there. All right, so I'm going to back that up and let you get that one more time so you understand exactly. And I'll try to explain, if you don't know, what he's talking about.
Payment flow that might be going from dollar to Mexican peso.
So you want to take one of your dollars and you want to turn it into Mexican peso, mainly for the purpose of, I don't know, I'm here in the United States and I've got an aunt, uncle, cousin, mom, dad, I don't know, whoever it is that's actually in Mexico, and they need some money and they spend money in Mexican pesos. But I'm here in the United States with dollars because I get paid in dollars. So let's see how this goes.
And you're holding a dollar, you're selling that dollar and buying XRP.
So in order for me to get that Mexican peso instantaneously to my mom, aunt, uncle, whoever it is, instantaneously, I'm going to have to buy XRP, because it's a 3-second settlement, right? And it's a 0.000 transaction cost, right? So we're now taking a dollar, we're going to turn it into XRP so that we can then get a Mexican peso. Let's continue.
Moving that XRP across the XRP ledger to, let's say, Bitso, who's here in the audience today.
So now we got to move that dollar into a exchange to get this done. If you're not familiar, an exchange for cryptocurrency is where you get your cryptos from. All right. So we got that dollar into the exchange. He's using Bitso in this case. For those of you who might not understand, think about Coinbase. You're going to take a dollar, which means you have your bank card or bank information attached to Coinbase through an app on your device, and you then buy US dollars. I don't know. You bring it into the account, or you just buy XRP. Most people would just buy the XRP, right? Now let's continue.
You're selling the XRP and you're buying Mexican peso. By enabling that liquidity to move from dollar to peso.
So you needed XRP, and let's just, he's using Bitso, but we'll use Coinbase. So, XRP, and I don't think you can buy a Mexican peso on that. I guess you can do it on Bitso. That's what he's saying. So, in order for you to get a stable coin that runs on XRP, you're going to have XRP buy it for you, because you're buying it on the XRP network. Now, through an exchange, I would expect, for instance, I know if you're on Coinbase, when you buy USDC, I haven't done this in a while. I thought they had added XLM's USDC too, but I'm not sure. I'd have to check. I'm not sure. But way back, it was when you bought USDC, it was USDC based on Ethereum's network. So when you got on Coinbase and you bought, let's say you just use straight from your bank account, I want to buy USDC or Tether, it was that based on the Ethereum's network. Okay, and that's just straight to the exchange. Now, for instance, share some information. I don't know if you all know this, but for instance, there's the Lobster wallet. Now, the Lobster wallet is a XLM wallet. If you don't know, if you do know, that's cool. If you don't know, hey man, this is some good information. You take the XLM wallet and you'll buy, you'll say, for instance, I'll get on the Coinbase exchange and I'll buy XLM through my bank. I will buy, let's do $100 of XLM. Then I'll send that XLM from Coinbase, the exchange, to my XLM Lobster wallet. It'll go to XLM in that Lobster wallet, in which case I'll then trade or convert that XLM into USDC XLM. Now, which is USDC that runs on XLM. Now, let's say, for instance, I'm breaking it down. I just want y'all to understand. This is wallet to wallet. This is what Brad Garlinghouse is talking about. I'm just explaining it wallet to wallet from a US point of view, so you can understand what you can actually do yourself, because, hey, I do this. So you then have your XLM sent to the Lobster wallet. You then convert it right there in the Lobster wallet, LBSTR wallet, and then you'll convert it into, let's say, USDC, Mexican peso, whatever it is you want to convert it to. So you'll convert it to that, and then you can send that to the next wallet that accepts that line. Like, for instance, it's going to accept, like, say, for instance, mom, aunt, uncle, cousin, whoever it is in Mexico has the Lobster wallet, LBSTR. So then I have them text me their address, which means they'll copy their address, they'll send it to me in a text message, boop, 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 it shows up. I'll then copy that address and then bring it into my app as a send address. I'm sending to this address the Mexican peso. And I'll send them the Mexican peso, and then boom, they've got it. Now, if they're accepting Mexican peso through XLM for payment over there, they don't have to do anything. They just keep it in their wallet. If they need to turn that into Mexican pesos in money form and pull it out of an ATM or something, or put it in their bank, then, this is kind of pointless. Then they would basically send it to their exchange that they have access to. So let's say Mexico has 2 or 3, because you don't have access to all exchanges, like, for real. Here in the United States, they cut off a lot of exchanges that we can have access to. Facts. I've gone through this. Like, a lot of exchanges that we once could have access to, you need a VPN. You got to trick the system. You got to go through. I'm not doing all that. I ain't doing all that. So let's say over in Mexico, you only have 3-4 exchanges, and the one I use you can't use. So then you say, okay, now I've got this Mexican peso that runs on XLM. I'll convert it to XLM, right? I don't know. I could have just sent you XLM to begin with, but let's just say you convert it to something else. And when you convert it, you send it into an exchange. Then the exchange allows you to put it straight to your bank. And the main purpose is to put it straight to your bank, because you're going to cash out in the case that you're not able to pay for things in stores and stuff around you via cryptocurrency. So you didn't have to put it back into your bank. It goes back to the exchange. This is where your KYC is important. Once it hits the exchange, you can then convert it to whatever Mexican, you're in Mexico, you'll convert it to Mexican peso. You'll then withdraw it to your bank or Mexican bank, whatever you have set up. And then you'll go to an ATM and you'll withdraw the peso. That's how the transactions happen. But most people don't want the XLM transaction. They want the stable transaction. They don't want the XRP transaction. Crazy, I take it. But they want the RLUSD transaction or the USDC transaction, because through the whole process, whether I cash out immediately or I cash out tomorrow, if it's in the peso, the value's not going anywhere. It's going to stay around the same price. If it's in USDC, the price is going to stay the same. If it's in RLUSD, if it's in Tether, if it's in PayPal, it's going to stay around the dollar. It's not fluctuating. So this is why most people want the stable coin. So this is why you would go through the whole transaction to send that money over in the stable coin, in which case in their wallet it could sit stable, not changing until they needed to convert, send it to the exchange, then cash it out to get physical currency. Whew, man, that was a lot, but let's let Garlic House continue.
So in real time, you're changing how that oil is greasing the engine of correspondent banking. So for us, in a world of hype, in a world of experimentation, in a world where people talk about the opportunity and really the speculation of digital assets, we feel like XRP is the only digital asset really poised to solve a problem at scale, a global payments problem.
Yeah, so I would say that they're trusted after going through the rigorous attacks of government. They've been to every country setting up shops, so I'm not going to argue that point. Are they the only ones that can do that? No, they're not. What is XLM? A breakaway from XRP. And what did happen with XLM? Other companies began building SHX, VLO, take your pick. All these people start building off of this setup. So are they the only one? This is clearly an old video. At the time, they could have been the only one, but not today. But the point is, the way I explain that, that's actually how these things happen. This is why I say stable coins are the most important things, because nobody wants to hold something in their wallet that can drastically drop in price, right? When you've got Bitcoin, let's say your Bitcoin goes from 96,000 to 102,000. You can literally lock that in by converting it to stablecoin. But if you are using it like most people are, as a store of value and savings to grow money, then they're going to leave it there and they don't care about the risk. It can drop down to 96,000, 95,000, 94, but they're betting that it's going to continue to grow. So it may be down today, but tomorrow might be up. Maybe down this month, but 2 months from now it'll be up. That's why people don't convert, and they leave their Bitcoin sitting as Bitcoin. But whenever you're ready to get out, you want stablecoin. Oh, wow, that was a pretty long video. I'm sorry for that. No, I'm not. That was just a long video. I'm going to end it there, and I'll catch you all in the next one.